This video is sponsored by PropShop, the most trusting, reliable sports betting app that you can use. A new user experience for sports betting that hypes up game time excitement. Guys, I'm not the sports betting type, but it was reliable. It was straight to the point. It's easy, and I think easy is a better thing nowadays. But you definitely have to use it. I want to show you how to use it. It got me addicted since the first day I use it, so check this out. The App Store, you download it. There's two ways you can play here. You can play for free on coins and redeem them for real money rewards or real money for bets, which is great. And obviously all of the different betting operators such as Caesars, DraftKings, and MyBookie are all in one app, so the possibilities are endless for you. So I kind of want to do an example of a bet that I'm kind of going to take into closure this week, and between the Cowboys and the Bengals, Cowboys being home at 425. Dak Prescott's out for 4 to 6 weeks. The Cowboys are going to fall apart, and I got to say, the Bengals are going to beat the Cowboys, okay? Now, when you go to that specific game, it'll show you random bets that you can make for the over-under. You could skip certain players. So I did Joe Burrow for 1.5 passing touchdown because the Cowboys defense is going to be gassed. The Cowboys offense is going to just get off the field 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Pretty much most of the game with a backup quarterback. So why not? You do that. You place the bet. The betting slip is up top, and it keeps track of all your bets. You can actually do bet types for rushing, passing, receiving. So I did Joe Mixon, obviously. You could pretty much type in any specific player, which is fantastic. So you can check the betting lines. And as you don't even have to be home for these bets, once you make these bets, you'll have live updates on your phone of how your bet is going, which I think is fantastic. You don't have to be home. You could be out to the movies. You could be doing whatever you want to do, and you'll have a good time doing it. So I want to thank PropShop for sponsoring this video, and you guys have a fantastic day and safe betting.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So I'm very excited. I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to whoop on the Vikings Monday night. Who's ready? Because I'm ready for it. Okay, so I want to go over some of the matchups. I want to go over just between both teams. I mean, this is a big game, guys. Obviously, big game for the defense. Offensively, it's another step up to a better defense than what we played last week. But I got to say, like, this is the home opener. I will be at the game. I'm excited to go and see with my own two eyes what this defense is going to look like and what the Vikings are going to do against us and how they're going to defend against this Eagles offense. And first, I want to go into, obviously, I think the Eagles wide receivers match up pretty good, but I think there's definitely some mismatches there. Even with Patrick Peterson is one that I've kind of been looking at, and I think he's going to be on A.J. Brown. You're going to have I can't talk today, the bigger body corner on A.J. Brown, and I think that's going to be the case here. I mean, you had Christian Watson go by Patrick Peterson, and man, for a 75-yarder that shouldn't have, that was dropped, unfortunately. And Patrick Peterson's washed. I'm sorry, but even when he went to the Vikings the first time, like I don't think. If you look at him in big play slay, like by a miles away separate from where their skill sets are at their ages right now, which is kind of crazy. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's going to be a good mismatch there. So these are the things that could happen during the game. Whether Andrew Booth is still injured or whatnot, and whoever else they have at corner on the roster right now. I know Andrew Booth did not practice. He's dealing with an injury, so I don't know if he's going to be playing. I mean, he's got some extra rest because of the Monday night game, so Devontae Smith might have his big game in the home opener Monday night. It could happen. Plus with Dallas Goedert, and I think, Dallas Goedert might have a nice matchup there with, they have Eric Kendricks, Jordan Hicks. I mean, they're really good at linebacker. They're defensively very good. Okay. And I think the one thing you're going to have to watch out for is, these pass rushers. And I think the two you have to watch out for is Danielle Hunter and Zadarius Smith, which both of them they're either lined up outside linebacker, but mostly they'll either blitz from the linebacker spot or they will be on the edge. I didn't really like how the protection was in that game against the Lions because there were times where they just gave up too much pressure from the beginning of the snap, way too much, and they have to maintain that. Zadarius Smith is a beast, and Neil Hunter is old, but he's still very productive. And these two guys can give us a lot of problems, so they have to phase them out. And I have a lot of faith in this offensive line going into week 2. I know Dickerson had some issues. Samalo had some issues. There were some issues. I mean, Johnson was perfect. Kelsey was great. So the pass rush is always going to be good. They're going to test Jalen Hurts sticking in the pocket. They're going to test him. They're going to test his arm. They're going to disguise coverages defensively. That's what's going to happen here. Okay, they're going to play a lot of zone. They're not going to give up the big play. Okay, for whether it's a shallow cross, whether it's a slant, whether it's a post, whatever the case may be, they're going to try to disguise these coverages, play a lot of zone, not give up the big play. Now, since you have A.J. Brown with Devontae Smith, with Quez Watkins, with Dallas Goedert, now they have to watch out for those big plays, especially Jalen Hurts and his legs, extending the play as well. So, I mean, this is going to test Jalen Hurts and throwing in those short windows, and I thought he did a really good job last week with those, not only the one where he throws it up to A.J. Brown, but those mid-tier throws, throwing in those short windows between two defenders to A.J. Brown in the middle of the field. Like, I thought there were some passes that were fantastic. The release time for Jalen Hurts has gotten a lot better than it was last year. So this is definitely a big test. I'm not saying that he has to throw the ball up unless someone gets wide open. I think somebody will be open. I mean, the Vikings are going to have to pick their poison with this offense, okay? I think they still have to run the ball very well. I think they could spread out the defense and run the ball, use Jalen Hurts with his legs. And I'm not saying, stop with the RPOs. And, I'm not saying you can't do that in this game, but, the RPOs every single play has been a huge issue for me because as you do RPOs through the whole entire game, I feel like, just like the Lions did, they kind of read it, and there were a few times where Jalen Hurts had to throw the ball out of bounds before, obviously not taking the sack, which is good, but I think you're matched up well at certain positions, but I think the cornerback position for the Vikings is probably one of the weakest positions, and that's why they're playing zone, because there's no way man-to-man that they're going to be able to defend Devontae Smith, obviously A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts with his legs and extending plays. I want Jalen Hurts to be in this pocket a little bit more, but they're going to blitz him like there's no tomorrow, and that's how you're going to beat Jalen Hurts. That's how Jalen Hurts will be beat. But I'm saying this right now, I have a lot of faith in Hurts getting out of the pocket and making big plays, but they are going to bring the pressure every single time, and it's going to happen. So definitely watch out for that. Okay. Now with the Vikings offensively, Jonathan Gannon better pick his shit up this week, because I'm telling you right now that Gannon cannot take his foot off the pedal. After hearing his press conference about taking his foot off the gas in the third quarter with a 17-point lead, really made me nervous. Who does that? I don't know. But Justin Jefferson, it might be a big issue here. He had 183 yards last game, but he can easily pick up 220 yards, 215 to 220, if Gannon does this same game plan he did last week. Okay. In the beginning, even they have Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison. Actually, Alexander Madison was the running back we actually tried to trade for. We called the Vikings about, but probably wanted too much compensation out of it. So they have two really good, I say bruiser backs, agile bruiser backs. I mean, both really good. Take a lot of pressure off Kirk Cousins. A young offensive line, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. They have good receivers. They really do. I think Slay is going to be on Jefferson the whole entire time. And then you're going to have Bradbury on Thielen, most likely. He can get real physical, because I don't think, Thielen is not the faster back, and obviously he's getting a lot older now. So I feel like Bradbury, and I don't know, they might move C.J. Gardner-Johnson around the field a little bit, kind of move him around. So I don't know if they're going to double team Jefferson sometimes, but the four-man pass rush has got to be there, guys. It has got to be there. And if it's not, don't just play your basic front and not blitz and not do stunts. You have got to use your linebackers. Look what happened in that second quarter of that Lions game when you were using your linebackers. You were picking your poison, and you were kind of making the Vikings guess on what was going on with the blitzes, and I thought it was fantastic. There was a time, I think one time he blitzed the whole entire defense, and I loved it. Getting pressure on Kirk Cousins. I'm telling you right now, if Kirk Cousins has that window, because Jared Goff last week had like 2.5 seconds, until his release. It was way too quick. It was way too quick because there was no pressure in his face. The only sack that we did get was when he dropped the ball for 2 seconds, and that was the only sack that we got the whole game. Like, this defensive line, I still don't get why this defensive line, I think part of it is they're gassed because since Gannon is moving these corners back, they're playing too much prevent early in the game. This defensive line gets tired. Even on rotation, they're going to get tired. Jordan Davis needs more reps because he was one of the highest ranked run stuffers last week, and then they took him out. And I understand it's a rotation, but they got to keep players in sometimes when they have to. And I think for the run, they did a lot better when Jordan Davis was in there. I think it was like 14 carries for like 40-something yards. So, I mean, I think with Jordan Davis in the game made a huge difference. Not for the pass rush, going to take on the double team, then fit those gaps, fill in those gaps with those linebackers to make those tackles. You have the linebackers to get it done. Do not let Dalvin Cook run all over this team on Monday night because it's really going to piss me off to the extent. So between the matchups, between what we have here, and, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, Jalen Reagor comes back to town, comes back to Philadelphia. I can care less about it, okay, because I already have Vikings fans already gnawing at me because they think he's going to turn into, I don't know what he's going to turn into, but they think he's the second thing coming at this front office is going to turn Jalen Reagor's career around or something. He's not even going to be playing. Some special teams, that's probably it. Some people were asking me in the comment section last week, like, is Reagor actually going to play? No, probably not. Probably just going to be special teams most likely. So, they can win this game, guys. We have to start realizing that this team is a lot better than we look that first game. Like, we look a lot better. Okay, we can look a lot better than what we looked like in that first game against the Lions. I'm telling you, a lot of mistakes were made. First game jitters, and Gannon is the only one that's really making me nervous. I'm not nervous about this offense as much, but if the defense starts giving up points, you're putting more pressure on this offense to do a lot more. Okay, and I don't want that every single game. I'm not saying it should be an easy game. We should win by 30 points. I think this will be a close game. I think it will be. I think the Eagles can get ahead a little bit in the second half. I think they can. But now, since you're into the second game now, 10 penalties last game. They have to stop that. We ruined some drives because of some stupid penalties. I know Nick is very aggressive, which is good. Shane's very aggressive. Shane Steichen. They have to distribute the ball. You know what I mean? So, at this point, I was a little mad after Quez and Devontae Smith not really getting any targets too much. But at the end of the day, like, you had a receiver that got 155 yards last week in A.J. Brown. I think this week he can have another big game. I think Devontae Smith can have a big game this week. I feel like the whole wide receiver corps can have a really big game. Zach Pascal had, one catch last game. But I think, they'll use him for situational type things that are going on the field. So I don't, whether it's inside the 20, whether it's a third and short play or whatever the case may be. I want to see Trey Sermon play, but probably not going to happen. They don't have a bruiser back still. So those third and shorts, and I just don't want Jalen Hurts to get hit too much in these games every week because he got hit enough in that Lions game. That's why the read options make me nervous because since they're, you do that the whole entire game, it's making your offense more predictable. And then, you're not, I can't even say the word. You're not changing the way you do things offensively. You got to do more play action. You got to put more under your belt, expand that playbook a little bit more. But guys, I feel like they can win this game, 100%. And I'm telling you, I will be at the game this Monday night. I will be there, and I'm going to watch this defense and just look because obviously when you watch it on TV, you see, the camera angles. You don't really see everything that's going on. But I got to see what this defense is going to be capable of. And I know they have the talent to do it. They have got to stop Kirk Cousins is going to pick us apart if they get no pressure, if no stunts, no blitzes. If he strays away from that, you got to keep your foot on the gas. You got to keep it balanced because at the end of the day, you start giving up points, the offense is going to have to you're going to put too much pressure on the offense. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. I try to go over these matchups the best way I can, and I don't see anything to be afraid of here other than really two pass rushers, and I think there's a lot of mismatches with the Eagles offensively. I think they could get guys wide open in this game. A lot of zone. It's going to test Jalen Hurts and his ability to throw in short windows, I'm telling you, it's good. Definitely, this game is definitely going to test Jalen Hurts. Definitely. You see man to man, I'd be shocked in this game. It's not going to happen with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith being on the field. That's all I got to say. I want to know from you guys in the comment section below what you guys think about the matchup between the Vikings and the Eagles Monday night at the Link home opener. Are you guys going to be at the game? What are you most excited about for this game matchup wise? Do you think the Eagles win? Tell me your score prediction in the comment section below. And that's it. I think Gannon is going to be the difference maker. I'm not worried about the offense. I'm not really worried about the offense. I'm worried about this damn defense going to this game. Probably every game going to say the same thing. Until I see consistency from Jonathan Gannon, that I'm not going to stop talking about it until I see consistency. I can't talk today. I feel like an idiot, but I can't talk. And that's it. He better. That's all I got to say, because I'm telling you, this guy in my eyes will not last 3 more games. Before the bye week, if he plays the way he did and lets these teams come back and because I'm telling you right now, the Lions are a bad team and they let them come back 35 points to a really good team. I'm not saying the Vikings are the best team, but I'm saying like they're good enough to do damage on us. You let them come back and win this game, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a huge problem. So let me know in the comment section below. I will see you guys on the next one. Shake Squad up, follow, peace out, guys. Peace.